If you think office work is completely safe, think again. Every year, thousands of office workers are involved in incidents and accidents that result in long-term injuries. As part of a group, you are responsible for reducing the risk of accidents or incidents occurring in your office environment. A complacent attitude to office safety can lead to unnecessary accidents and injuries occurring. Potential hazards in the office can be avoided by taking simple precautions. Office safety is essential to your success and the success of your organization. This program covers housekeeping, your workstation, safety around the office, manual handling, emergency response, office security, and aggression response.
Sorry, Mark. I'll call you back.
Housekeeping in the office means maintaining clean and tidy work areas and promoting a safe and efficient working environment. Housekeeping includes minimizing the risk of accidents or incidents occurring in the office. To minimize the risks, you need to identify the hazards, assess the risks, and control the risks. Conduct frequent inspections of your work area to identify any hazards. Don't run leads across hallways and traffic areas. Walk cautiously and slowly when approaching blind corners, especially when carrying objects. Make sure emergency exits are not blocked by storage items or by waste and rubbish. Place paper and cardboard waste into the suitable bin for recycling. Ensure power boards are not overloaded. Don't place heaters too close to walls or in confined areas where they might overheat. Turn off electrical appliances at the end of the day. A workstation that is properly coordinated and adjusted will minimize the risk of you developing serious injuries caused by poor posture and overreaching. Adjust your chair height until your forearms are positioned at least parallel with the floor or sloping down slightly towards the keyboard. This may mean you'll need to use a footrest, so your thighs and lower legs are resting at a 90-degree angle. The back of your chair should be slightly tilted back or straight at 90 degrees. The backrest helps support the lower curve of your spine. Your monitor should be positioned a minimum of an arm's length away. Adjust the height of your monitor so that the top of the screen is 2 or 3 finger widths below eye level. Some people may find a monitor set even lower than this is more comfortable. To help reduce the risk of eye strain, adjust your monitor for correct brightness and contrast, and clean the screen regularly to prevent dust buildup. Tilt the screen slightly forward to reduce any interference caused by glare or reflections if required. The layout of your workstation should be designed to suit the task at hand. Place all regularly used items and task materials within comfortable reach of both hands. Your keyboard should be positioned directly in front of you, with the mouse on the same level right next to it. Avoid awkward postures at the extremes of the joints, especially the wrists. Use accessories such as document holders, wrist supports and footrests when required. If using a laptop for extended periods, keep a regular keyboard on your desk which you can plug into the laptop. Then place the laptop on a stand so the screen faces you at eye level. Or an even better setup can be arranged by plugging the laptop into a keyboard and full-size monitor. Realize you can vary your posture to be more comfortable when you do certain tasks. Some of the potential hazards in an office environment are office equipment, electrical hazards, slips, trips and falls, hazardous substances, and storage. Office equipment includes everything from cutting implements to photocopiers, fax machines, office furniture, and workstation equipment. Equipment which is used in the wrong way or poorly maintained can lead to accidental injury. Organize and vary your tasks to reduce the risk of occupational overuse syndrome, also known as repetitive strain injury. Electricity can kill, and non-fatal accidents can cause severe and permanent injury. Poor electrical installations may also lead to fires, which may result in death or injury. Switch off and disconnect electrical appliances that seem to be faulty. They must be reported and repaired or replaced. Don't place cups on or near computers and other electrical equipment. Don't try to fix electrical and equipment faults yourself. All work with electricity should be done by appropriately qualified personnel. Office accidents can occur from slips, trips, and falls. Slips are caused by unclean spillages, greasy or wet floors, and gripless shoes. Spilled liquids should be cleaned up immediately. Trips occur because of poorly maintained floor surfaces or objects left lying on the ground or jutting out. Keep traffic ways clear of materials, equipment, rubbish, and electrical leads and cables. Falls can occur from standing on chairs, tables, or ladders to reach an object. Hazardous substances refer to the variety of chemicals and other agents in the office which have the potential to harm you and your co-workers. Read warning labels on containers and follow manufacturer's instructions. If you come into contact with a hazardous substance, flush the area with running water and wash the area with plenty of warm water and soap. Report the incident to the appropriate staff member. Suitable storage of materials in the office will minimize the risk of accidents occurring. When filing and storing, the most commonly used items should be placed according to bulk and weight in readily accessible areas between knee and shoulder height. Store heavy items low so that they are easily reached. Where this is not possible, use a stepladder to store and remove items. Keep storage areas free of obstructions, old equipment, and rubbish. Manual handling includes moving boxes or storage items, filing, moving equipment, and filling the printer or photocopier with paper. Injuries that can result from unsuitable manual handling practices include spinal damage, twisted ankles, sprains and strains, torn ligaments, and broken bones. Always use suitable mechanical aids when possible. When lifting is required, don't take unnecessary risks. Always assess a load before you lift. Plan the lift by checking the weight of the load. Check the place where you are going to put the load and confirm that there are no obstructions. Stand close to the load with feet apart so that you have a balanced, stable base for lifting. Do not bend your back. Bend at the knees and keep your back as straight as possible. Get a firm grip and move the load close to your body. Do not jerk the load. Lift it smoothly. Always keep your arms and the load close to your body, and when turning, use your feet rather than twisting the body. Where possible, avoid pulling a load. Pushing puts less strain on your back and lets you put more force behind your body. When carrying out a team lift, make sure that one person gives clear instructions during the lift. Don't stoop. Change the working height. It is essential to know your building and organization's emergency control procedures. Fire emergencies, bomb threats, and first aid incidents all require an appropriate and suitable initial response. Find and memorize the locations of fire extinguishers, fire exits, hose reels, and manual alarms in your office. If you are confronted by fire, don't panic. If possible, keep the fire isolated by closing doors and windows. Go to the nearest fire alarm and push the alarm button. Report the fire to the telephone switchboard operator or call the fire brigade directly. If the air is smoky, stoop low to the ground or crawl during an evacuation. Calmly move to your designated safe assembly area. Do not use the lift. Exit via the stairs. Stay close to the handrail. This allows fire officers to pass. Keep talk to a minimum. When you exit the building, go straight to the designated safe assembly area. If your clothes catch fire, get clear, drop to the ground, and roll. Burning clothes can also be smothered with a rug, a blanket or coat, or doused with water. A bomb threat must be treated as genuine and serious. A bomb threat checklist should be kept under telephones that are used regularly for incoming calls. If the threat is written, faxed or emailed, notify your supervisor. Should you receive a bomb threat over the telephone, try to remain calm. A bomb threat checklist should be filled out or clear notes taken. The more information that you can obtain from a caller, the better the threat can be assessed. Remember, do not hang up after or during the call, or it cannot be traced. Your supervisor should be informed of the threat as soon as possible. Unless you consider it absolutely necessary, do not alert other people in the room, as it could cause undue concern. In the case of a suspect object or package, do not touch the object. Vacate the immediate vicinity and notify your supervisor immediately. You need to know how to contact your first aid officer, where the first aid room is, where first aid kits are located, and what you will find in them. In the event of a first aid emergency, a speedy and appropriate initial response can reduce discomfort and pain, and even save a life or a limb. Before rushing in to help, you must quickly check for dangers to yourself, the injured person, and anyone else present. Call for qualified assistance immediately. If possible, ask someone else to find the first aid officer or contact emergency services. Do not move or leave the casualty unless you have to. You should avoid contact with blood or other body fluids by helping the casualty to treat themselves or by wearing single-use protective gloves. When providing assistance to an injured co-worker, never attempt procedures you are not trained to perform. Be aware of emergency procedures and know what to do if something does go wrong. It is vital to maintain operational and personal security in your office. Visitors and contractors may need to be signed in and signed out to register their presence. Be aware of strangers, visitors, and contractors in your work area. Strangers in your office should be accounted for. Immediately notify your supervisor, security, or the police if the person is not meant to be there. Confidential documents, valuable equipment, or software should not be left lying around. Always store these items appropriately. Personal belongings should be stored securely or kept on your person at all times. Don't give out co-workers' personal details to anybody. Avoid discussing confidential information in places where others may be able to hear. Be aware of emergency numbers at your workplace and know the security procedures if you work after hours. Whether confronted with an aggressive client or customer over the telephone or face-to-face, you need to know what to do. Remain calm and respectful. Use a low, calm tone of voice. Listen. Don't intervene too quickly. Allow the person a chance to blow off steam. Acknowledge the person's feelings without diagnosis, encouragement, or criticism. Paraphrase and summarize what the person is saying by picking out the key points and checking them out loud. Don't debate the facts while the person is still angry. When the person is sufficiently calm, it is then appropriate to ask for details of and clarify the complaint or concern. If a client or customer displays violent or harassing behavior, tell them immediately that it is unacceptable.
No, I'm not leaving. Tuesday last week, every other week.
In a face-to-face confrontation, ask the offender to leave the premises.
No, I'm not leaving until I say...
Briefly inform your supervisor or security officer of the situation if possible, and get them to assist in finalizing the situation if safe to do so. If an emergency exists, contact the police or security staff. Do not react to an aggressive person with physical or verbal attacks. As we have seen, there are a range of health and safety issues relevant to the office. As part of a group, you are responsible for reducing the risk of accidents or incidents occurring in your office environment. Potential hazards in the office can be avoided by taking simple precautions. Always take the time to assess a situation and find ways of reducing the risks. Office safety is essential to your success and the success of your organization.